Happy Friday, everybody. Hello, hello. Good to see everyone as soon as you get in here. That is. Hello. Are you here? I see no one. There's a couple coming in. Yay. It is FriYay. There's Deb and Kathy. Hi, guys. Good to see everyone. I have my hot melt mix going here. There's my friend Marla, the amazing shrinking fly lady, and my friend Bobby. Yay. Hello, hello. Come on in. You know, the water is fine here. We are getting ready for today's Q&A. I have two questions. This never happens. Never happens. So I have two questions, and I'm also going to talk a little bit, and then, Joanne's asking, how can I tell if an avocado is ready to open? That's a really good question. I'll talk about that while everybody's coming in. So your avocado is, I prefer the Haas avocados. I think they're a little bit better. Hi, Diane, Melanie. The way that you determine it should be nice and dark, almost black, but not black. Dark, dark green. And then when you pull the little stem out, it should be inside of it. It should come out easily, and it should be like a light green, not dark brown. And it should have a little bit of give. That lets you know that it's ready. And we keep our avocados in a dark drawer until it's time. And when it's time, man, we are all over those avocados like white on rice, because when they're ready, they're ready. And there's just nothing more delicious. So we got about 50 people here. Yes, sirree. Next week, I am giving away, oh shoot, I didn't go backwards, guys. Sorry. Saving dinner for the holidays. Sometimes you just get in a rush. It was a little bit rush here. So yes, what you want to do, if you want to win this book, I love this book. It's one of my dearest and funnest, that is a word, I just made it up, books that I ever wrote. And there's all kinds of tips and hints for the holidays, including timelines, decorations, setting your table, the whole 9 yards. And it's a great book to help you at least get an idea and use this as sort of your timeline, especially for if you've ever just freaked out about getting dinner all on the table at the same time. I've got a lot of hints on here that'll help you with that. Okay. So listen, you win books on Mondays. Mondays are our give away the book day. The way you win is by sharing. Sharing is caring. You share this Facebook Live. And the way you share it is really easy. Hit the share button and it's going to give you a pull down. You can share publicly. Say something about this video and you might be the next winner. Every Monday we give away books. We've been doing this for months and I love doing it. So today is Q&A, and yes, I do have some questions. I need to be pulling those up. And but I need you to know right now that we have in our, if you are on our email list, you know that we have a big sale on Perfect Paleo Protein. Just the chocolate, just the vanilla. When it's gone, it's gone. We're changing distributors. We're actually bringing it in-house and doing it literally ourselves. We've had some issues, and we just sometimes you just got to do things. If you want it done in a certain way, then you do it a certain way. And sometimes you just, that's just the way it is, right? And that's not perfectionism. That's also being a good business person. And this is why we're doing that. It's going to be better for you, and it'll be better for me. We'll have a better handle on our inventory as well. And I'm excited about it. So October 29th is our cutoff date. That is when everything shifts and goes over to here, comes in-house. We have inventory right now that we are building. In the meantime, we had a lot of chocolate and a lot of vanilla Perfect Paleo Protein, and we have a buy one, get one half off with free shipping. I'll probably never do this again, but it's almost gone. If you get our emails, you can find the deal. Okay? I'm not giving it out. I gave it to you in the Sprint group, in the Hot Melt Club group, and I believe in the Hot Melt Diet group. So it's been given out. The code has been given out. And there's a way to get there. And I told you, because I'm so lovely, kindly that this is how you get it. So I hope you signed up for our email so you can get that deal. So today is kind of a weird day because I only have two questions. So I'm going to dig into those questions. I also have a couple of things that I want to share with you, including a body clutter testimonial that came in from Anonymous, which I certainly appreciate because I could have written this testimonial, well, close to it anyway, some of the things. And, you know, I think there's an important lesson there, and I want to talk about that. And I just have to say that I love that this person trusted me with this message, because I think the message is very much for all of us. And this is how we heal. This is how we go to the next level in our lives. And this is how things start to gel and things get better. So I want to encourage you with that. First things first, though, we're going to get to those questions. And I didn't even bother printing them out because there was so little. And the first one is from Bobby. And she said, I think I read somewhere that nutritional yeast is a great alternative to cheese. Is that true? Also, why is it called nutritional yeast? Does it provide good stuff? Is it keto? Okay, well, let's start at the end. Is it keto? It can be. And it can be a good alternative to cheese, yes. It has a lot of B vitamins. It is actually a byproduct, if you will, from making sugar or molasses. And it's a yeast that that naturally comes off. So it has, like I said, it's got a lot of B vitamins to it, and it has some iron in it and some other things. It is an acquired taste. I have used it before, like on popcorn. I don't eat popcorn anymore, too many carbs, but I have used it on popcorn to kind of make a cheesy popcorn. I have used it in a recipe. As a matter of fact, right here, I have a paleo, no, wait a minute. What did I call it? I called it hot melt pasta or hot melt pesto. And I used nutritional yeast in lieu of using Parmesan. It's okay. And I did it on purpose because even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, like I said, it's an acquired taste and something I don't really love. There's a lot of people out there who really like it. So if you really like it, then grab it, for heaven's sakes, and use it. It's inexpensive. It shakes out like Parmesan cheese in a container kind of a thing. And you can use it. You can try it. Give it a try. It's not expensive. And give it a try and see what you think. So yes, it's keto. I mean, there's no carbs in it. It's about 60 calories for, I guess, about a quarter of a cup. Not that you'd be using that much. So there's really not a whole lot to it, but it does have some nutritional benefits. So if you are completely 100% dairy intolerant, and you're allergic to everything about dairy, or you're allergic, right? Then this would be a good one for you. Okay? So the next one is from Edith, and she says, I have restless leg syndrome. I wake up several times a night, and it seems the only relief is to get up and walk. Only getting a couple of hours sleep, and she's already taking magnesium supplements. What do I do? Okay, well, here's the thing with restless legs. And I will tell you, there are medications out there for it, but I say before you go to the world of medications and start taking stuff that has all these contraindications. And, any medication, can I just say this, heads up? Any medication that you are taking, please look at the contraindications of it. Take that medication and either read the fine print or go online and see what all the side effects are, because there are usually a multitude of side effects. And sometimes we don't hear them when we're watching it on TV, and they've got all these happy people doing things, and they're saying that you're going to have explosive diarrhea, or, end up vomiting your guts out, or, sudden death. But you're watching this commercial going, hey, this is going to make my life easier. Well, maybe not. So do that, do that before you start taking any medications, and look at what you can do naturally. Now, magnesium is a good start. Taking magnesium is a good start. My suggestion, though, is that you also take a look at what your iron is. Get your doctor to run an iron test and see if you're low. And sometimes taking a little ferritin will help with that. But again, you've got to know what's going on. I don't suggest taking this without knowing it. Okay, that's number one. Number two, a vitamin D deficiency could be part of the reason. Could be. I don't know. It could be. So here's the thing that you need to be looking at is that when you get a blood test, you ask, can you take a vitamin D sampling? Can you see how my iron is? And that might help to, before you go to the route of taking these, weird medications, it might help fill in a blank. Because you know what? We show up with all kinds of whatever it is in our lives, whatever conditions we have in our lives, usually because of some nutritional deficiency or some stress or some environmental factor. We listen to this. We never ever have a pharmaceutical deficiency, y'all. Never. And maybe that's going to help with a symptom, but it's not going to get to the root of the problem and cure it. So let's take a look at what's going on. Maybe there's an underlying cause. And the other thing I would suggest to you is that maybe you're not taking enough magnesium. Maybe you should drink a magnesium, take a magnesium pill. Make sure that you're taking magnesium in conjunction with calcium. And it should be a 3-to-1 ratio. That's how that works. And further, take some Epsom salt baths. Develop a really nice bedtime routine. And maybe you need to get a massage on those legs. I would suggest that highly. I would also suggest that your walking be done during the day. When you walk during the day and you get some exercise and even sit down and stretch your legs and what have you, that's all going to help. And I know for me, and I had a really lovely testimony about taking an Epsom salt bath. What a difference that makes. Those Epsom salt baths are amazing. And it gets right into the skin, right where you are, and it's into the muscle. And that's what restless leg syndrome is. I mean, it's muscles that are just like going nutty. Your nervous system's shot. So sometimes, vitamin C, D, even some E, some iron would help. But that exercising and the stretching and getting a massage, all of that will help. I am just not big on defaulting first to a pharmaceutical. That's all. And therein lies my Q&A for today. What happened, ladies? So here's what I need you to do. Go to support at Saving Dinner, send emails into support@savingdinner.com and get your questions in. Okay? So next time I have more than 2. Last time I had like 18 questions. Today I have only about 2, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's see, what else do we have? NutriCoach appointments are available. I had a nice discussion with a lady yesterday about NutriCoach and just what she sees for her life. I love it when somebody comes to me and says, I have this vision. This is what I want in my life. And I'm like, girlfriend, I want to coach you. A person like that who sees into the future and has that vision, that's the person who goes forward in their life. And I know that's you too. Whether or not you found that magic inside, it's you too. We're all like that. That's how it works. So I don't know if you've ever read the book The Alchemist, but it's a really fabulous book. And an alchemist is somebody who believes in the transformation. Well, back then it was the transformation of metals from lead to gold and that kind of thing. But the overall principle of alchemy is transformational magic. And I love that because we can always transform. There's always something inside of us that needs a little transformational magic, And today, I was thinking about that as I had a conversation with somebody who was a little less in love with me than she was earlier when I helped her with my plan to lose some weight. And I just let it go. I have just let it go. She's lost a lot of weight, but she thought I was just too, not nice enough. So I apologize that she took it that way, but I did not apologize for my words because my words were true. And I need to stay and stand in my truth just like you do. And if I need to be called out, I'll be called out. I had a conversation with Marla. I said, listen, if I ever go back to the place of saying and making excuses for chocolate in my life, you need to call me out. You need an intervention here because at that point, I need to be brought back to center. In this case, I didn't need to be brought back to center. This is just how she decided and chose to take my message and choose to see me in a not so pretty light. I'm okay with that. I might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm a whole lot of people's cup of tea, and I help as many people as I can. I gave her a free program to help her with this, and she gave me a whole lot of credit, then detracted from it and said, no, you didn't, I did it. And I said, well, yeah, of course you did. I just gave you the program for free, I might add. In our perfectionism, we get caught. We get caught with something that's going on in our lives for whatever reason. We choose to see things a certain way, but we can let that go at any time. We can let that go at any time. And Marla and I had a discussion this morning about, the car and the brakes. And, to me, this was like taking your brakes are going out on your car. You use a plan that somebody has given you. You've given everything that you can, into this plan and worked with it. But you've taken it to a mechanic. You've got them professionally taken care of, and you've changed them out for what you need to do. Maybe that's the right, that is the right choice, right? Or you can look at it this way. You can go and see the mechanic or not. Or you change it out yourself and you use duct tape. And with a wing and a prayer, you're just hoping that that car is going to hold on. This is how it is when we don't see things from the right perspective. We try to patch things up with things that don't work. And it may stop your car temporarily, but you're just going to veer off to off the rails. We have a community for a purpose. There's a big purpose for that community. We have each other as accountability partners. There's a big reason for accountability partners and getting yourself a body clutter buddy. When we let things go off the rail, and when we can't accept a criticism, or we can't accept somebody who's getting a little tough with us, we just let it go. And I just realized that this is, somebody just said, maybe it's not, Brittany just said it's not their time. Well, it isn't. But that's okay, and I can't let that derail me from my message. We can't get caught up in all of that garbage. We need to let it go. And I wished her well, and I wished her so much success on her way. And I told her just one last piece of advice. I hope you find a good group, because you need that. This is how you're going to keep all that weight off that you lost. And good for you. God bless you. Wish you well on your way. We have to do that in our lives. We have to do that. This is how we protect ourselves, and this is how we take, keep our closed circle closed. We have to. The people who want to leave, we allow them to leave. We don't try to hold them in. Don't try to talk them out. It happens. It's life. And we will see it again. And you will see it again in your life. We have people in our lives who are our cheerleaders. We have people in our lives who speak to us. And sometimes they speak to us in such a loving, gentle, kind way that it just seals our hearts. We get a beautiful card in the mail from somebody who loves and cares about us. We get a spoken word that loves and cares about us. Someone who just feels that much about us. And then we get somebody who just takes what we said and for whatever reason, and they've just gone off into a different direction. It's okay. We have to let that go. Where are we going to spend our energy and time? Perfectionism holds us hostage, and we look at that one who's leaving instead of the thousands who are being saved. I look at the thousands. I look at 1,900 people that we have right here in our sprint group. And I look at your stories, and I am blessed beyond belief. But let me just say this as I wag my mama's finger, my fly lady finger at you. If I need to straighten you out, I will, because I love you. If I need to say something that's not so cushioned in love and gushy, mushy, whatever, have the spine to take it. Take it like a woman, Take it like a woman. You're strong enough for that. And you know what? I will tell you, there is an opportunity for you to take something that might be a little harsh, might be a little tough, and transform it your own alchemist moment. that little piece of lead can become gold to you. Look for that. Every single time, look for that. Joanne, I'm not upset. I'm explaining to you something this is how I'm taking these moments. Not upset. So with that said, I want to share with you this testimonial. Christine, I love you. Thank you. Christine says, I haven't left. You have no clue how much you and Marla are helping me. Bless you. We are here for you. This is what we're doing. We're doing this. And I will tell you, Marla's tough too. Marla takes no crap. She won't say that, but I will. Marla takes no crap. Either do I. But you know what? If you use her system, you get results. And when she's tough with you, it's because she loves you. I am the exact same way. And she's that way with me, and I'm that way with her. You have to have that. You have to have that in the big picture, and you have to have that in the small picture. The ladies who are in your big circle, and the ladies that are right up there in your one-to-one world. This is how we grow. Can we ever grow without, if everybody cushioned everything and made everything icky sweet, do we grow it that way? I love it. Betsy said, it's all good. I can handle the truth. That's what I'm talking about. You're a woman. Real women can stand up to this. Real women have an opportunity. And if I say something that's really wrong and really awful, I'll come back and apologize. I have no problem with that. I apologized to my kids when they were little and I was harsh. I had to. Because there were times when that happened. There's a lot that we can learn from each other. And sometimes it's not so fun to take it. But we are women who can stand up and take it like real women. Okay, I have an anonymous thing. And this is, so let me just say this going in. If any of you have ever struggled with your weight, and it's been an up and down yo-yo thing, and you have not yet read Body Clutter, which I realize is backwards. Sorry. You've missed the boat. This is 100% the starting place, because body clutter gets talked about for what it is. It is just a symptom. It's a symptom to some stuff that's going on in our hearts. It's a symptom to the places in our hearts that are so hurt and harmed and maybe even abused. Your story is different than mine. We don't all have an abuse story to talk about, but we do all have some kind of hurt. And oftentimes, for most of us anyway, a lot of what's going on is because we have this unresolved crap in our hearts. We have this unresolved thing that's hung on our issues, that how we felt when we're 4, we take into how we feel when we're 61. We can't do that. We can't do that anymore. We have to talk to that little girl and bring her back in. And this testimonial that I'm about to read to you is about that. It's about seeing herself as that young woman and loving herself now today and getting over shame and getting over all of it and moving on. Because let me just say this, when we face the past and discard the stuff that doesn't work, our life changes. But if we hold on to it, you know what I think about when we hold on to old icky stuff from the past? It's like the other day I pulled out of my jacket pocket was an old Kleenex. And I'm thinking, ew, gross, old Kleenex. Why do I want an old Kleenex? And I clicked onto, and why do I want to keep the old stuff in my life going with thoughts, perpetual, body clutter in my head? Why do I want to keep that stuff going? I want to get through it. I want to get rid of it. I want to get rid of the things that no longer serve my life. It no longer serves my life. And if I keep doing the same thing over and over again, keep pulling out the dirty Kleenex and saving it, what am I doing here? I am not moving on. And moving on is something that we all have to do. It's hard, It's hard sometimes. And it's also a decision that you make. Everything is a decision, which I love. I love making good, new, empowering decisions. And we can do that at any time. We don't have to be held back. I had an email from a lady who, just my heart still goes out to her. And if you're watching today, bless you. Your name starts with a C, and I'm just going to say, bless you, C. I am with you. I sent you a long email back, and I just want to love you up and let you know that you can have the life you want. And in that email, I'm not going to go through all of it, but she basically, was having a hard time. And there's a lot going on in her life. But there was a lot of things in there that she wasn't doing. And I said, do them. You do these things and you will change the pattern. You'll change the direction of where you're going. It's amazing what action does. Action triggers a whole new set of pathways in your brain. And it gives you something that you're the only one who can give yourself that thing. So I pray for people like C. I pray for the woman who left. I pray for all of you because I love you and I care about you. And watching you transform before my eyes is just one of the greatest. I can't even tell you what kind of a blessing that is. I can't wait to tell you every single day what a blessing you are to me, because you are. You get your being you has changed who I am. So thank you for that. Okay, here's an anonymous email that I've received. Reading Body Clutter helped me address why I kept the weight on my body year after year. It helped me reveal personal truths to myself about why I regained any weight I lost in previous attempts to be healthy. This book dived deep into the hidden truths I didn't even know were there. Not because the book explained a behavior to me, but because it stirred me from my core. I became obsessed with a fear of losing so much weight that I would not know myself. Continuing to read Body Clutter, thoughtful prayer, and listening, I discovered a truth that had held me back for 20 years. I did not want to be attractive. I did not want attention from other men. I had had several one-night stands and an affair back in the 20s as a happily married woman. I was scared of being wanted by others because I was not trusting the change God made in me. Processing the journal missions in this book helped me to confront the fear head on, and God revealed the truth. I am a new creation in Christ. I'm not the same person I was in my 20s, and He wants me to be healthy in order to accomplish the plans He has for me. Thank you both for writing your own personal stories in this book, because now I understand mine. Just know I'm truly grateful for you both. So after I had a few tears, I want to bring this to the forefront. And first of all, thank you, Anonymous, for sending this in, because I think you speak for a lot of people. We all have something in our past that's deep and dark, and we think shameful and awful. But when we can unearth it and we can look at it as an experience that has happened, is over with, and that the lessons are learned, we get the opportunity and we have the decision to make to go forward. We can no longer beat ourselves up. We have to stay in the place of vulnerability with our God. When you talk to your God and you tell Him everything that's in your heart and in your soul, and you ask for forgiveness, understand that He is there with open arms saying, my child, thank you for coming to me. And of course you're forgiven. I love you. That kind of unconditional love and benevolence is waiting for you. If you're carrying around something that's dark and awful and shameful and whatever, you have the opportunity to go beyond it and to be healed from it. Anything. And what I love about this email that she sent is, I understand this whole thing about, putting on the fleshy armor. I talked about that in my book. And I talked about just how I wanted to repel the advances of my husband at the time because of just where I was with my life. So when I say this to you and when I'm reading all of this, I say to you, this could be you, this could be me, this could be any number of fly babies, and the details aren't important. You know what's important with this is understanding that that dark, horrible place that you were in, that secret, the hidden truth that you didn't want to face, is all very faceable. And you have the ability to do that right now. Face those things. When you face your body clutter, you're facing a symptom of something that is something else. This is why it comes on and off and on and off. You know, there is a deeper, deeper meaning to it. This is what we wrote about in body clutter. So I just want to say to you that I love you, that I care about you. Marla does too. This is why we wrote Body Clutter. We realized that there was so much deep junk that was connected to our backsides, to our plus-size backsides. There was more than just, I have too much weight on my frame. This is what our anonymous reader saw too. And this is a place where we have full capabilities of healing from this and leaving this into the file of the experience of life. It doesn't have to bring us down. We don't have to be beat up. It doesn't have to be a place of shame anymore. We can let go of the shame and say, I have learned. And take and accept the full forgiveness of a loving God who will never turn his back on you. Ever. Ever. So, wrapping up, don't be scared anymore. Don't be afraid of your past. Let your past be an experience and an experience only, and give your shame away to God. Give it to him. There is nobody on this earth. There is nobody on this earth who will ever, ever, ever do for you what God can do when you bring him in. Do you know that? Do you understand how you can expand your life and the love and all the things? I just look at how sometimes we are, and I'm the same way. We try to fix things. We're fixers. We try to do for everybody else. We do and skirt all around the issues and never really get down to the nitty gritty of what is. And I'm saying to you, my sister, my dear friend, right now who's listening, who is struggling, who is really having a hard time with everything, just doesn't have to be that way. Give it up. There is a God who loves you beyond anything you can imagine. And just think how much he's just waiting for you to come to him with this. He is. There is such an abundant love and such forgiveness and such peace that comes from giving up this garbage. Your experience was yours, but it doesn't have to define you ever. Ever. And I say this to you, listen, I know God's already forgiven you before you even ask. I know that whatever the pain and the suffering and all the stuff that has gone on with you, regardless, that he is there for you to open his arms, to love you up, and to heal that place in your heart. Allow him to. Allow him to. That's it. It's that simple. Don't get caught up in this stuff. Let it go. And I'm telling you, if you don't keep a journal, now is the time. It's always a good idea to keep a journal. And please read our book. Our book will give you missions at the end of every chapter so that you can open up and let this go. There's so much there. And there's a body clutter journal. Is that right? It's a body clutter journal? Control journal, actually. And it's right there on Marla's site on flylady.net. God is good all the time. He's never, ever, ever going to desert you. He's never going to leave you. He's there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and he's listening. All you have to do is just tell him what you need, that you need him, you need his forgiveness, and that your heart needs to be patched up. That's it. We can do this. We can do this because we believe. We believe in the power of God. We believe in the power of what's within and that gorgeous alchemy that's inside of transforming lead into gold. It happens. And you know, this experience can help you to transform someone else and help them. You never know. You never know. Look for it. Expect it. I love to live in expectancy of seeing and looking for all the good things that are going to come into my life. And I believe that everything is working on my behalf. God has said as much. He loves us, and we're here for a purpose. And sometimes it's to transform that old garbage into something golden and beautiful, because he can use those experiences, you guys. I promise you. There you go. So don't forget, you need to go get that sale taken care of, because it might not even be over right now. It's while supplies last. If you're on our email list, go look for the email that tells you about it. If you're in the Sprint group, I've got a link there. Bless you all and have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock, but I will see you at 3 o'clock with Marla for tea time. Yay! Bye-bye. Peace.